Welcome everyone to the call today, and I'm excited to have one of our premier vendors, Franklin with Pegasus, and he's going to be going over websites, and I'm very excited that we've already sent him a number of deals and just phenomenal work. These are customized websites. The customer service has been incredible. The pricing structure for the business owner is just really affordable. I can't say enough. Franklin, I just really appreciate you. You've just done a very stellar job on just everything you touch. Your work is impeccable. All of our clients are very happy with the work you've done for them. So with that being said, Franklin, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Okay.
And why don't you go and tell us what you have there.
Yeah, well, thanks, Vince. And, you know, we've got Travis Wicks, our creative director, on the line with us.
Hello.
And, you know, so a lot of this, you know, I can't take a lot of this credit because it's Travis's design team and our website development team that has really done just such a great job. And so what we wanted to talk to you before I jump into some of the examples is we wanted to just take a step back and talk more big picture. You know, why do you need a website, or why does a business need a website? And then, you know, the whys of the why, basically. And we'll get into that. Travis will kind of lead that piece of the conversation. But, you know, so like you said, we make premium websites at affordable prices. And, you know, why does someone need a website? So typically, you know, with a website, it can be used as their calling card. It can be used for e-commerce. It can be used for people that are trying to check out to see their services, what they do, if they can use them. But basically, it's your portal. It's the portal. It's the online portal for your business. So whether you're doing, you know, social media as well, or if you're doing paid traffic advertising, typically the website is the portal of everything that a business needs, and that this is their online presence. And so business directory listings revolve around this. Paid traffic, again, can revolve around the website. Social media always revolves around the website. So there's a number of things. Did I miss anything, Travis?
The one thing I'd like to just mention is what we do is we bring customers to your customers. So when our Lance Towing or any of these guys come to us, you know, they're looking to expand their audience and their reach. And our tools are how we do that is through websites, landing pages, graphic design, branding, SEO, leadership, you know, things like that. And eventually that brings us to why we do it. And we're doing it because we understand the pain of small business owners. We understand what they're going through. We understand why they wake up in the morning and what it's like to fill out payroll and all these things. And so why we're doing this is to honor them, to make their lives a lot easier, and just take a lot of burden off of their shoulders. And so, you know, really you're not selling a website, you're selling an overall idea of comfort that they don't have to worry about this piece. It's taken care of. And clients will just start organically coming to them through these different avenues that we're creating. So that's kind of my piece there.
Right.
I don't know if you want to add anything else.
We all want, you know, I mean, the reason why anyone is doing a website is not just because they want to put their face on the internet. They want to get more customers. Yep. I mean, that's the bottom line. The bottom line is businesses need customers to survive. So the question is then, like what Travis is saying is, like, why do our focus is on small and mid-sized businesses, and the reason that is because, you know, I've been in software development and marketing for many years, worked on multi-million-dollar projects, worked with large companies, Universal Studios, Universal Music, Bank of America, etc. And 10 years ago, when I started the company, I downshifted to work just with small and medium-sized companies because, for me, I get much more satisfaction out of working with a company, getting to know them and their family, and knowing that by helping them get more customers, that their kids are, going to be able to play soccer and do extra things because they've got more money coming in, as opposed to when I worked and I did consulting for the big corporations. I mean, how much more money can I make Bank of America? It just doesn't make much of an impact. So that's the why, like Travis said, why we do what we do is because we're honoring, small businesses and their families and making their lives better and their families better. And that's really what gets us going, is knowing that. Mm-hmm. And, being able to give premium websites at affordable prices, because, the truth is most websites really stink. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
And not just because we didn't build them. I mean, but just that a lot of websites are really bad. They don't have strong marketing principles in them, or there's the opposite, where a website looks really beautiful, but when you dig in, they've got the beauty component, but they don't have the marketing component, and they miss things like, a simple thing here you see in Arlance Towing, the phone number in the upper right-hand corner, the contact us, very visible. I'll just scroll down very quickly, because one of the things we do on all the websites that we build is at the bottom we put contact blocks at the bottom, so the phone number, and you can, they can always connect to a contact form, but just making it super easy so that, well, especially with Arlance Towing, because 90+% of the people calling them are going to be calling them from their cell phone because they're stuck on the road, right? So you got to make it as easy as possible for people to figure out how to contact them and get going. So, that's one of the things that positions us a little differently in the market. I mean, there's a million website designers, but how many of them actually do marketing and know marketing and know how to connect all the dots with the design as well as the marketing component? And one piece is that when you come to Arlance, now Arlance we finished recently, I don't remember, a month or two ago, but so this is the logo that they have, and Travis, the logo, why don't you explain the logo, Travis, and its relationship to the website?
Oh, sure, yeah. And actually the logo came to us in kind of a different state. There was actually a pink line through the center. It was an artifact that we were able to kind of clean up and make it very clear. And so we kind of cleaned that up, and then we had the conversation about why he needs the website. And he says he has a lot of people who need to call him, and they're kind of stranded in the middle of the desert. So that immediately told us that his customers are usually working on their cell phones. And so we wanted to create a website that was just specifically made for cell phones. It looks really nice, of course, on a desktop, like you can see here. But when you're down on a mobile device, we want this thing to load quickly, and we want the phone number to be very prominent, because that's all that his customers are looking for right away. That's really all they need. And then down below that, they have all the information for his top 3 services that he offers his customers, and then actually top 4 in this case, and then images and all that other good information. So we just kind of wanted to provide as much information as we could to kind of move them up in Google, so that the spiders would be out there and find all this information, and then of course make it really easy for people to download all that information. And as you can see there, when you start scrolling, the logo actually shrinks a bit, and it takes up less screen real estate. That's another trick we use to just kind of, we want all that information obviously to be up at the top, the phone number, branding, and then of course navigation to make it easier for their customers to get around the site. But we just didn't want it to take up too much space. So that's an important thing. Another thing I always tell my customers too is with branding, what we like to do, and a lot of people don't do this, I notice, is we like to kind of put branding in as many places as possible, on the home page, and then footer, the header, everywhere. Because my belief is everybody has multiple tabs open when they're shopping for any product. And when they're doing that, they're just kind of going through looking for prices or whatever service they want, and they will move on. But if you have a solid branding kind of structure throughout the site, that's something that will stick in their minds, and they'll know that they can go back to that Our Lands thing that they saw earlier with the punchy red colors and things like that. The other thing you'll notice throughout the site too, I'm sorry if I'm taking up too much time, but this site is really cool because we really wanted to work with the colors in the branding. So you'll notice the reds and the yellows and things like that. Every single one of our websites, we start with the logo. It's kind of the beating heart of the overall design, and everything is derived from that. So every decision we make, from fonts, colors, even the way images should look, we look at the logo first, and then we decide what to do with those elements later. And all that creates a website that's very cohesive. It looks like it was built around the logo. It looks like a website that costs a lot more money, honestly, because at the price point we work in, we're competing against guys who use just templates, and they just take a logo, pop it in. They don't bother to change colors, fonts, or anything like that. And
I want to just emphasize that point, is that a lot of people, when they build websites, they use, like in this place, we use the WordPress platform to build ours so that they're very easy to update for the clients. That's really important to us. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. I was trying to think and talk at the same time, and I just lost it. But the cohesiveness is really what I wanted to mention on a cohesiveness about the beating heart being the logo. The reason why that's important is because, again, so the template. So coming back to templates, a lot of companies will use templates, and they shove your logo in, and the template is not really optimized. It may have different colors, it's using different fonts, so there's not the cohesiveness. And why does that matter? Because basically when people are seeing your site for the first time, that's their first impression. And if things are not cohesive, now they don't know, the logo and it doesn't match. They may not know the technical reasons, but they get a feeling that something's not quite right here. Something's not as a little off, or it's a little mom and pop-ish, and it doesn't feel professional to them. And when that happens, they lose trust, and it happens at a subconscious level. So this is one of the things we're really make sure that we have that coherence, that synchronicity of everything working together. So when a client comes, they go, "Oh yeah, I can trust this." Even whether it's a conscious thought or a subconscious, but it's hugely important. And again, the logo drives everything. So you'll see here, like Travis said, you can see the colors. So basically, when you look at websites, I'm going to show you a few different ones. We've got the splash area. We've got the reasons why they can, or the reasons why they can help the client, what they can help the client with. This is what we call our Why Choose Us. This is not an about us, but why our Lance should be the one helping this person who's in distress. And then testimonials are always good. We feature testimonials. Agora Advantage has the So Tell Us platform, which is really good. And we have that here. I'll show you. That's integrated here on their review section. So they've got the So Tell Us product integrated because, Vince will tell you, he'll tell you how important the reviews are, and so making sure we get those prominent. We also have them prominent feature reviews on the homepage as well. And that's another thing too. Travis mentioned speed, loading. We make sure that the website loads very quickly on all devices, because if they have to wait, they're going to leave, and so that's another thing that's a huge consideration.
We grade test every single one of our sites. So we take it and we run it through some special software, and we check to make sure it's a grade testing above, what is it, Franklin? Above B+, I think, or something like that. Where we notice other big sites, they're I forget these big sites that we test, and they're getting C's, some of them D's. It's kind of unbelievable. So we want our sites to be
and
much
load
faster.
time, how fast the website loads as well. Yeah, typically you need to get loaded in under 3 seconds, or people are going to bounce. And
yep.
So I wanted to show Vince, if it's okay, I'd like to show just a few other websites. Just kind of, I'm not going to go through them all in detail, but
it's good to have as many examples as possible. So go for it.
Yeah. So coming back, and we'll talk more about this. Our Lance Towing is what's called a deluxe package. This is one of our deluxe packages. So I'll be making, and I'll clarify that at the end here. But I just wanted to show you here's Budget Movers. We did the logo for them as well, and you can see here how the fonts and the colors all dictate the website, the look and feel of the website. You'll also see here that they have a call to action right up front in their splash area. They want people to, to submit and, contact them right up front. So this is one of the things that, helps with conversion. This is one we just launched last week, Electric Norm, an electrician here in Beaverton, Oregon. And, again, what are the things he does? Electrical repairs, emergencies, which is the #1 thing that gets him traffic. And we're actually starting a paid traffic campaign for him, which will be using the website, because the website is optimized for conversion, which a lot of websites just are not, And again, that why, when we build websites, one of the things that comes with it is you work with a content writer who has written for us and will write your website or your client's website. And what's important is getting the whys in there, and not, because most people want to say, here's what I do this, I do that, I do this and that, and the person that's coming to the website has no idea if that's even applicable to them. They know they have a problem, and they have an emergency, they have, they can't sleep at night, or whatever the problem is. That's what they know. They may not know how to solve it. They're coming to you looking for you to solve it. So that's one big problem we see with a lot of websites. They get into the what's right away without saying the whys of why they're helping or how they can help the person visiting their site.
Mm-hmm. And another point on, can I make another point on
sure,
the content writing piece? I think it's really important to bring this up is, and I feel kind of guilty about it too, because my personal dentist decided to go with Wix, I think, one of those other mass-produced websites. And so I've just been kind of watching how long it's been taking them to do a site. And we, just to put what I'm going to tell you in context, we do our sites in a 30-day turnaround. That's our goal. So if as long as the client's getting back to us in time, we will have their site published within 30 days. As long as it's not e-commerce, so there's nothing, other big things like that. With my dentist, he's been working on his site for 2.5 years now. And I'm feeling really guilty at this point. I've helped him with the design aspect. I went into their Wix software and kind of laid it out for him because I want him to move forward, and I'm just kind of curious how long it would take. The content writing, they're still working on it. They're still not happy with it 2.5 years later. I even went in there and took their images. I'm a photographer too, so I went in there and took their images. And 2.5 years, and that's really what, going back to our why, we wake up in the morning because we want these small business owners to be successful. And if they don't have a website up in this day and age, they're not going to be at the level of success that they could be at. And 2.5 years is a lot of time, effort, energy, and resources that they're wasting. They're just throwing that away for everything. And it's just, just a shame.
And customers that they could have gotten, or patients
exactly.
in that case.
Yep.
That they're not getting because they're wasting their time with that, and they're trying to be cheap, and so they're losing so much money because they won't spend that little bit that they need to in order to have a professional site. And that's another thing when you use like Wix or Squarespace or one of those hey build your own sites thing, again, it's templates. You're stuck with their templates. You're trying to throw your stuff into a template and hope that it works without having customization abilities, and it looks like, most of the time it looks like you did it yourself, and it doesn't look very good. So I wanted to show you, this is a platinum package. Platinum is, I'm sorry, Signature package is our top package, and we'll get into that. But this is a large company down in Houston, Texas, and you can see here they just have a ton of pages and custom pages, and we'll get into custom pages in just a little bit as well. So that is a Signature package. So we do websites for medium-sized company. We got another Signature one that we're working on for a company up in Seattle right now that's a nice mid-sized company. A lot of what we work with are the smaller ones, but we don't work with big companies like Intel or Nike, but we do work with mid-size as well as the small companies as well. And this is one you should recognize, Vince. This is for Stock Pawn Shop.
This is my customer. Yep, my customer.
And so here you can see their top three, the top three things that that they're focused on that are most lucrative. So this is a deluxe site, and again I'll cover a little bit more of that in just a minute. But again, you see contact numbers always at the top, directions, get directions, visit us for a quote. So we make it as easy as possible and for people to contact them, and all of them are responsive, meaning they work on all devices. And then here's one of Gene's clients, Luft & Sons, and this one you can see has a background video in the splash area, and again their top three things that they do. Now this one is a gold package, and one of the big differences in the gold package are what are called flex sections, and flex sections are a way that we develop them, meaning flexible sections that a client can come in on their own, add an image, a title, some text, and a call to action, and they can even reorder them. So let's say if they wanted this one at the top, they can. It's as easy as click and drag. You drag it to the top. You can have seasonal ones, like if there's Walker Road Chiropractic, which we deal with up here, one of our clients here in Beaverton. You know, when there's a snow day occasionally up here, then they use their flex section. Says, hey, we'll be closed, and then once the snow is passed and reopen, they just deactivate that one, and it just disappears till the next time there's a snow day. So flex sections is an amazing way to get extra content onto your website without having to pay for additional changes to your website. And so it could be seasonal, or it could be special offers. You know, there's a lot of different ways people use these flex sections. They also use them to restate the top three or top four things that they've already restated, because someone may not have noticed it here, but then they would see it down in the flex sections. So again, this is a gold package. And here's another one of Gene's clients, Skylar Dowern, who's an author, and his is a deluxe package. He doesn't have those flex sections. And there's more to it than just the flex sections, but that's a big piece of the difference between gold and that. Here's another one, another Agora client, RE.
Jan's client.
What's that?
That's Jan's client. She's on the call. This is her client she brought in.
Okay. And yeah, this is one that, and here you can see that we've got a variety of ways that we do the splash areas. We've got a variety of ways that we do the top three or top four. A lot of people really like this hover effect. And
we try to show them other options, but yeah, everybody just, because it's something that they don't see anywhere else, and that's, you know, we're trying to create unique pieces that, like this whole thing here, just a unique piece that you wouldn't really see somewhere else.
And you can see here how their branding really dictates the colors, and again the colors and the fonts of the whole website, so you have that cohesive look as well. This one here, Devil's in the Details. You can see the red and the black. They're card detailing. Again, here's another way that we do the top three. And again, all these are custom designed and custom built for the client. His, again, is a deluxe package. We can use background videos. Now, the problem with background videos is they don't play on mobile. That's the issue. So they look great on desktop, but they don't translate very well to mobile. They don't translate at all to mobile.
Yeah, and you have to rely on your customers having a good internet connection. So one of our intake processes at this point is we're starting to ask, you know, your demographics, not just your demographics, but what types of interfaces are they using to get to you? If it's a cell phone, we won't even touch video at all. If they're going to be on a secure, you know, home network connection, you know, fast internet, then internet's a possibility, but it limits you. I mean, video is a possibility, but it limits you in some aspects. So these days we're kind of leaning back a little bit from video more, and we're trying to find new, unique ways to load sites faster. Because, like Franklin said earlier, you have 3 seconds, and that's it. Typical time a user will give you is 3 seconds. So if your site hasn't loaded in that 3 seconds, you know, guess what? They're gone.
Yeah.
They're on somebody else's site.
I wanted to show a couple things on this one. Thanks, Travis, for that. So here's
sure.
the top 4 that Dental Sleep Apnea Clinic does. You see, we also have, for the gold package, we have for what's called the Universal Marketing tab. So in this particular case, it's a pop-up. It can also drive them to a contact page or drive them to another page. Like, so let's say if you had a free offer, there was something you wanted to do. So this marketing tab, you see, always there on the left for all the pages, not just the home page, but all the pages as well. And I wanted to show you, the reason I brought this one up was because I wanted to show you this is another style of the flex sections. But again, it all drives around an image, title, some text, and a call to action. I wanted to show you here. This is a Kingston Sports Bar in Portland. And again, most people, what they really care about is the menu, right? That's menu and the events and where they're located. You know, so the location, happy hours, sporting events, and the events that are going on there. So we hit those right away very quickly. And then here, his flex sections, you can see are even a little different. But again, it's an image, title, text, and a call to action. And so as he does specials or different events, they can easily add these flex sections. All right, I just got a couple more to show, and then we can take some questions. So as you can see, we do a variety of websites for a variety of different businesses. Here's a woman who works with people going through or have gone through cancer treatment and helps them to go through it or get past it faster using nutrition. And yeah, so this is hers, just to show you hers. Now here's her flex sections. Again, you can see stylistically different. So again, we make them because she's got this circular component of her logo. We're using circles here instead of squares, as opposed to like this, because stylistically this would not work very well. Oops. For that. And hers is, again, a gold package. Here's another auto detailing website. Now these are his flex sections, but they're basically flip panels. So he has to add 4 at a time as opposed to being able to add 1 at a time. But again, you can see that cohesiveness in branding and between the logo and his. And it also, the other thing is that we try, like when you see in the beginning, he's got his van on the front. So the website, we try to get it so when they see his van, there's a cohesiveness between his business and the website. And I'll show you another really great example of that. This is a sugaring salon, meaning they're doing sugar waxing. And you'll notice here that, you know, we've got these yellow and green stripes, and Travis didn't just pull them out of his head. The reason why he did that is because here, when you see this is her salon, you can see those green and yellow patterns. So when people come to the website and they haven't been to her place, when they get to her place, they feel like they've already been there because her website has a continuity in the branding and in the feel of her business.
And in fact, on this one, when we made her logo, we wanted the logo to match her location, because she had that location painted beforehand, and that was part of our intake process. Is we asked them, you know, what's your office look like? What do you have? What kind of colors do you use? Because we want there to be a cohesive nature between everything. So when a customer is viewing the website, we want them to be able to walk from looking at their website in their car, on their cell phone, or wherever, to walk into their location and go, wow, like this website belongs with this location and nobody else. This is 100% built for them. And so when we developed that logo, we developed it with those colors from her store, just so everything was cohesive.
Okay, I've got just a couple other things I want to touch on real quickly. This is a site that's under development, and we're almost done with it. And this is an e-commerce site, and what I wanted to show you was, I'll show you the before. This is a nice little before and after. So this is her current site, and you know, it's okay, but this is her new site now. And we're just about finished up. You can see there's still temporary images and stuff. We're just finishing up, getting ready to load hers. And here you can see she can feature products on the front page that take you into that product. And then it's a full functioning e-commerce website, meaning that it does everything you need e-commerce to do. You know, you can load the product. Now again, this is slower because it's on our development server. So our development server it's not optimized. It's not for production. So this will load a lot slower. While that's loading, I'll show you Dr. Noreen Jacks, who's also an Agora Advantage customer. And under here,
fine.
What was that?
That's one of my customers, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that you brought in. So this is her shopping cart here. You can see here. I can go in, and there's a description, and it's a full related products. You know, there's not much you can't do with this site with the e-commerce. It's got a full accounts, so people can manage their own orders, and yeah, and she can calculate shipping based on their location, everything you need to do with that. This one is another one that is an e-commerce site, and then she has a very extended home page. And here's her featured products. We can go into her store, and now she has on her stuff. She's really got a lot of extra pictures. Well, no, I picked the wrong product, but let me go back to all products. Actually, let me go back to let's see, there's one here. I'm going to go with the whole wellness system. Anyway, what I was trying to show you, and I just don't remember which product it is you can also have many options on it as well. Like that one, it showed, you know, you could pick, let's see, on this one, choose an option. So like here, no DVD, that kind of stuff. So it's full blown. There's a lot going on here. We can have multiple pictures because people on the e-commerce side, they want the Amazon. They want the eBay experience. They want that big, easy, seller, big vendor, easy to use website, and that's where the bar's been set. So we've got to make sure when we come in that it meets those expectations. And there's all kinds of, it does everything that all the big sites do, as far as you can have your own account, you can check your orders, all that kind of stuff. Any questions?
No, you're doing a good job. So it looks like
yeah, you're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you.
We've got a number of sites here, so I keep going.
Yeah, it's always good to see. So let me just kind of go through the packages. So on the websites, you know, we talked about Deluxe, we talked about Gold. Those are the two main, those are usually the two entry points. And the biggest differences with the Deluxe and the Gold is on the Gold, after Travis and his team do the first meeting on design, on the Gold you get 3 distinct designs as opposed to 2. You also get more pages. You get 7 pages as opposed to 5. Typically, like on the Deluxe site, it's a calling card site, right? So, or a portfolio site. So it'll be, you know, your home page, your services, your testimonials. So here's the home page. Then what we do is the services, who we've helped is testimonials. Then the about us is why we should be the ones to help you, and then the contact us. That's typically the way it goes for those pages, or for the Deluxe website. Now they have 5 they can use however they want, but that's typically what it is. You also get custom display pages, and I just wanted to show you there's another one. So custom display pages are typically used for like meet our staff, events. This is Empower Team. This is a nonprofit up here in Portland, and so under her events, this is a custom page. So on the back end, she puts a picture, she types in the location, the name, she puts in all the details, including extended description. You can see this here, this extended description, and then price. And now she's using, hers is not really an e-commerce site. She's using PayPal just to take her payments and stuff. But with this, you can see here, she can go in and she can add, and then we read in what she's added from the back end, and we format it into a, into this format here, so that she doesn't have to go in and know HTML and be able to format. She just puts in the information, and then we take and format. So this is what's called a custom page. And with the Gold site, you get one of those. And again, a lot of people use this for meet our staff, or board of directors, or events. There's a number of different things we've done with this. And the other thing I wanted to show you too, it's really important, is for solution, or for services. This is a great example. So on a Deluxe package, you're getting 5 pages, but in reality, what you're getting is more, because here's the services. So all services, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now typically we only do 4, but we threw in an extra one here. And you'll see that basically it's a page within a page, right? So this is one page, but there's 5 other pages displaying on it. And there also can be shown individually as well. So even though it says it's only 5 pages, under services, you're getting those additional 4 service pages that come with it. So yeah, I just wanted to point that one out as well. With all of our packages, we set it up for basic SEO, security, backups, and performance. They also get a couple support hours that they can use if they get stuck and they can't remember how to do things, or we check to make sure that the sites update, and if there's any outages, we're on it. And they also get, all the clients get training sessions with a recording, and so that they can reference that if they want to as well. One thing I wanted to note too, Vince and I, we haven't talked about this, but we are changing the Pro package, it's going to be a little more expensive, but it won't include content writing, because Travis talked about content writing previously, and we're just finding that when we don't include content writing, these Pro packages don't get done, because the client just does not finish the content. So we've decided.
Because they're busy.
Yeah, they're busy. They're doing other things. So we've decided that on the Pro packages, we're going to upgrade the price a little bit, and then include content writing on those as well. But again, for most businesses, the best entry point is Deluxe. usually gold, especially if they got seasonal things or they've got special offers. The gold is really a great package for them to do that. And again, if you have any questions on which package, you can always contact me, and I can help you to just figure out which package would be best for them based on what their needs are. We just signed up a new package today, Platinum. We've got a couple Platinums going as well. And then I showed you one of the signature packages that we've done recently as well. And you can see here number of pages, number of custom pages, how many design choices they get, how many revisions as the packages go up. And then the last thing I'll cover here is the e-commerce. So the e-commerce is set up basically the same way. You know, most people are going to want a deluxe or gold for that, for their package. The shopper is really meant to be for someone who just wants to have their store, like if I go to their store, all their products are front-facing, right up front, and that they don't have, they don't need other things on the home page. They may have a splash area or a splash page, but basically, like this one, all the products right away. We're bringing the products up right in front of them, so they can start shopping without having a lot of stuff on the home page. So that would be more of the shopper. And again, we're going to be slightly raising the price on this one as well, because we've got to include content on that as well. And the shopper packages are meant to compete with Shopify. Shopify has got the lion's share of the market, but there's also a number of issues as far as customability, payments, the way they handle payments. It can get very expensive with Shopify. And so what we're trying to do is give them a more affordable, customizable solution. Any questions?
No, I wanted to throw in also, one of the reasons I chose Pegasus when we brought them in as one of our vendors is he also does the SEO, the paid traffic, and specializes with driving the traffic. Because once someone gets a website up and you create and I always say it's like having a billboard. You know, you could have a great billboard if it's out in the desert. What does it matter? But Franklin also specializes in getting traffic, SEO traffic, search engine optimization, and paid traffic, which creates a really good upsell for you as a sales rep, because they're going to have, I have this great party, who's going to come to it, right? Right. So, and one of the reasons that I work with him and enjoy is because he's incredible when it comes to the SEO and also the paid traffic. We're not necessarily going to go in the full part of that, but that plays a big part in this. Now, not everyone needs that, but we run that free scan for them. We'll show them what their competitors doing. We'll show them how much traffic's taking place. And then when they start to drive traffic, it's to come over here to a beautiful website. Maybe you can kind of mention about that, because you don't want, it's like some people build a website and then the person that built it knows nothing about the SEO, the search engine optimization. So when it's being built, it's good to have that built into it. And a lot of companies don't do that. And then so someone gets a website and never shows up on the top of Google. And if it doesn't show up on the top of Google, like I said, it's like a billboard out in the desert. So exactly. With these great-looking websites, he's also is powerful at driving traffic to it. Maybe you can try and talk a little. I mean, the call's not totally about that, but it does tie in. I just want you to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, what I wanted to clarify, so with all the websites is we include basic SEO, meaning that we have a plugin that we license that we include and that we have optimized already. And it also, we make sure that everything's optimized on the site so that Google will know it's there and will crawl it. And I'll show you as an example with, I showed you the Electric Norm. He was a franchise and he was Mr. Sparky, and he left the franchise and he just last week went on his own as Electric Norm. Well, this website went live last Thursday, if I remember correct, Thursday or Friday. And, Google didn't know anything about it. Well, because of the plugins and the way that we've optimized it, today's Monday, and you can see here I'm asking Google to tell me, what do you know about this site? And you can see here it has already crawled the site and knows all the pages and it knows that it's there and is starting its process of helping it to get ranked. Now, there's a lot more to do, and on our call next week, we'll talk about SEO and paid traffic, but this is one of those things. So we don't do SEO on the site as part of these packages, but we do include the SEO plugin, which has been optimized by us. Plus, there's a couple other things that come in with the plugin that creates the robots file and the files that are needed by Google and the other search engines to see the site and to understand the site. So that's why it can get crawled so quickly, as this example shows here. And just over the weekend, Google found it and understands what the site is about. With Electric Norm, he needs clients, So I just talked to him today. He's starting paid traffic, and we're going to start working on that with him and doing Google Ads to drive traffic while we're working on the SEO piece to get the site to rank organically. And again, we're going to go into more detail on the next Monday's call on that. So when clients say, does it come with SEO? The answer is yes, it comes with basic. And, it comes with what they need to get started. And then if they want to be aggressive and really compete, we can, like Vince mentioned, we do a paid traffic analysis where I'll go through and I'll look at competitors and see what they're ranking on, as well as what the opportunities are in Google Ads and or Facebook and or LinkedIn for the client, and to see where they could benefit from doing paid traffic as well. And again, we can talk about that more next week.
Well, we were working with another website company, and they were, doing the WordPress, putting them up, and they weren't even as customized, and they were charging, just a little bit more, I think like $120 a month or something like that. But when it got down to it, like they had no SEO plan, they had no paid traffic plan. The website, was like cookie cutter, is what they said. And like you mentioned Wix earlier too, a lot of times people don't realize you got Wix, but there's no game plan. Like when you put a website up, I know Mike, I don't know if you're on the call, but Mike, calls them brochure websites, where it just looks good. Yeah, so like brochure websites, and then so it looks good, but there's no marketing value. So when you're building the website, you want the company that is building it to have SEO factors, but also marketing factors. Like all the stuff that they mentioned plays a crucial role in the psyche of someone responding to like the call to action. And I've seen some websites, no call to action. Phone number, you can't find it, reviews, you can't find the reviews anywhere. So like the way that they structure this is totally geared not just to look good, but to also get their phones to ring or get them to respond. And Mike, are you there? If you want to comment on that, but but Mike's built a lot of websites, and he gets it too. So, so the next call, you don't want to miss next week. Yeah, I don't know if you want to mention anything, because I know that you talk a lot about that. I think I got that term from you, actually, the brochure website, right?
Yeah, it's brochure sites. That's, it's like a basic brochure, but it doesn't do anything but inform people. In today's world, you've got to engage your audience, got to engage your clients to take action. So, and a lot of companies just put up sites about them, what they do, their background. So a lot of stuff that Franklin and his team was just mentioning. So yeah, you've got to have websites that create leads. That's ultimately why originally, when websites were designed, was to get out there and market your business. But a lot of designers don't do the marketing. They just put up a pretty website. And I have an example right now, a client that I'm working with. He paid a lot of money, and his website has no call to action, has no lead gen for him, and it's just a pretty animated site. And he wants to know why he's not performing. And I did a whole marketing audit and explained to him that his site, a brochure, it's not a sell site. It's not something that's converting to create leads. And there's a lot of people out there that need sites that do exactly that. They want leads, but their sites aren't prepared for it.
And
well, I do.
To add to that,
I do the study. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to show you what Mike was saying was we make sure that like in each section it has a call to action, right? And so like with this one here, you've got an opportunity, a call to action here, you got a quote, you've got a call to action here. On all the flex sections, these are all customizable. You can have any call to action and then link it to anywhere on the site. So having those calls to action is huge. Otherwise, like you said, it's just a brochure site, and it's not going to convert and get new customers.
Well, I've done tons of research, and just even saying call today gets high response. Having video, people stay on a website 60% longer. A website with video also convert 80% more. Having 20+ reviews will cause a website to convert more. So like I even built one time, and I put all those factors in there, and my client said, Vince, every single day people come in and say, I love your website. I put all these video testimonials. That's why using the Sotellus is powerful, because you get those testimonials, the video ones, and I just loaded his website with call to action like that. But he has the what did you say earlier, Franklin, about the pain points? Tell him how do you explain that? Can you explain that again? I think that's really crucial. But it's the mindsets that go into it that really help.
Yeah, so before I answer that question, I just wanted to add to what you said. So this is a Clean Expression, which is also an Agora
one of our customers,
customer. And here's a video, that they can pop up and watch. Here's a call to action, free estimate, it's right in the splash area, call to action. But as an example, so to answer your question, let me go to, let me find it. Okay, so like with Posturdonics, here's the pain point. All right, this is the reason why I thought of this one, because it is a true pain point. Are you a dental professional with neck or back pain? Problem. Here's the problem. Neck or back pain. Here's the solution. And then here's a call to action. And so she's...
What was that sleeping one you do, that sleep apnea one? That's a good one too, right?
Yeah, and it's funny. Well, it's funny because this doctor...
Yeah, I love that site.
Yes. Let me go back.
Yeah, to talk about that, that's going to their customers' why they're looking for them in the first place. And it's because they're in pain. Here, they're looking for these guys because they're snoring. And this video is kind of fun because it features that why in the video.
Yeah, it tells a story right there, the video.
It tells a story.
That's a very compelling website.
It shows the problem. The video shows the problem. And then the tagline, stop snoring, sleep better, and live longer, is their solution. And then we start jumping into the hows, what they can do to help them.
The thing that I'd like to add into this is that the importance of understanding this when you're developing a website, and Franklin and their team do an amazing job of this, is that you've got to tune in to the customer's radio station. What's in it for me? You've got to think about what are they experiencing, what are they dealing with. And people, it doesn't matter who or where, they buy for 3 emotional reasons. That is, does it speed up a process? Does it eliminate pain? Does it create pleasure? And if you can answer all 3, the last element is, do they buy from you? And that's important, right? So in your site, you've got to represent authority, and you've got to answer those questions. Can it eliminate pain or create pleasure for me, and does it speed up a process? If you answer those emotional ties in what's in it. So like here, the snoring, and it shows a perfect example in the video of the pain that she's going through. And he's like, oh, no big deal. He's just sleeping, like he's snoring away. But she's in pain. But if you can give her a solution that eliminates the pain, allows her to sleep and have a better quality of life, that's the pain points. That's the call to action that draws in the consumer. If you can always think from the consumer standpoint and answer those questions, you can always drive your website for a better conversion.
Yes.
Yeah. This one, and also humor. I mean, this one's just hilarious. I think that video just says it all. That's funny.
Yeah, and so that's exactly it. The video is doing the job for us and catching their attention.
We're laughing. She's suffering. He doesn't even care. But like, I need answers. Do you have my answer?
Yep. Exactly. So, are there any other questions?
I think you did such a good job. You just had everyone floored. No questions.
That's great.
I was going to tell a story. One time I was, to go with that sleep apnea thing, one time I was in this house and there was a bunch of people standing there. And there was these two people snoring, and they were like, one was on beat 1 and 3, the other was on beat 2 and 4, like,
That's
man, I wish I had that thing back then.
Hey, one thing I want to make sure that everyone's aware of is that as part of our packages, they get the website redesign option every 2 years, meaning that every 2 years they have the option of going completely through this whole process again, where we completely redesign and rebuild the website. Now, that doesn't include content. That's just the look and feel. Or they could say, well, I really like my website, but I'd like a little tuck and nip, or nip and tuck, to use that analogy, where they just want a little facelift on it, right? And they just want a few changes. So they have that option. And as far as I know, there's no other company out there that's doing this. And this way, you know that your website's not going to go stale. Every 2 years, you have the option of having it, it could be a complete redo of the look and feel. You could say, hey, like my competitor XYZ over here company, I really like what they did. I need my website to look, I like what they're doing, and I want my website to look similar. So this is a huge, huge piece that's included in this, as well as the e-commerce packages as well.
And, I know you kind of mentioned, but that content writing, you guys writing the content, I mean, I can't tell you how many times people get held up on just content. Can't figure out what's right, and that's why the websites don't go up. They just stay down for a long time.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had some where we're waiting 6 to 9 months for content. We got one website that we built a year or 2 years ago, I don't even remember now, and the client just said, I'll write my own content, and the website never went live because they never put their content in. And not only are we writing the content, but the content writer is adding it to the website, and also is in charge of the pictures, making sure that the pictures work, the stock photos work with the content, and then are uploaded correctly and optimized correctly for speed. So all that is part of the content writing that's included.
That's great.
Yeah, because you could pay for the deluxe package.
Work,
the deluxe package, content writer will charge you $1,000 to $1,500 for the deluxe, deluxe package. Now, obviously, you can get them cheaper, but I'm talking about a good content writer will charge you that, So at least $1,000 to write this package here, or $1,500, for gold. And so
the other company I worked with was charging $500, just $500 just for the content writing to add on.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even that good. Like I said, it was nothing impressive. It was not, your guys' websites are impressive. They're custom built. They're awesome. I mean, the content, the verbiage is great.
No, thanks. Yeah, and our content writers know marketing, and they know the things that we do to do that, and they know that, that they only have X amount of space, that they have so many characters to work with, and they know how to load up the sections and do all that stuff. And again, so they load it up. And one thing I want to make sure that everyone understands is that on content writing, we don't put one word on the website that the client does not approve of. Because I've heard, you'd be surprised how many times I hear someone go, oh, so-and-so built my website and they put the content on it. That's not even what we do. I don't know why they put that on there. I've heard that a lot of times. So everything is loaded. The client gets a chance to review it, and ask us to make changes before it goes live.
That's great.
Okay. Travis,
good.
do you have anything to add before we end?
I think we covered everything, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there'll be a part 2 to this, everyone, next week, and which I brought up about the SEO and the paid traffic. This is a powerful combination. When you have a marketing company and you make it affordable, where you get, because the website is the foundation to everything someone does online. And if they don't have an effective, powerful website that can convert traffic into sales and leads, then it's just a waste. And the way that our society is now, this is foundation 101A when it comes to internet marketing for a business. This is their online presence, their storefront to the whole world, and everyone's looking at and at their fingertips can go tap into it. So it's got to be impressive. It's got to be good. So we're very thankful to have you guys part of our team, and your work is extraordinary. They've already done tons of websites for us. A lot of the ones they showed us, Gene, I mean, a lot of people on this call have brought some of the websites to them. So thank you, everyone, and we'll go ahead and end the meeting here, the call today for now, and then come back next week because we're really excited to follow up with the paid traffic SEO. Very, very important. Plus, we'll go back over that free traffic report because if you understand how to use that free traffic report, you can get tons of business. Franklin does a very, very powerful video. I'm working on a large client. It's taking a little bit to close them on this one, but we've closed so many people when we sent over the video, which we'll be showing next week on the SEO, the free traffic. It's just a no-brainer for the customer, and we have great entry points. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone being on the call. Thank you, and thank you, Pegasus and Travis. And,
you're welcome. Thanks, Vince, for having us on the call.
Thanks, everybody.